It was a quiet night in Madeira. The Atlantic winds whispered through the hills, and the sleepy town of Funchal lay under a blanket of stars. On this small Portuguese island, life moved slowly, as it had for generations. The waves rolled in and out like steady breaths, brushing the shore with the same rhythm they had followed for centuries. In the modest neighborhood of Santo Antonio, a baby boy was born on February 5th, 1985. He was named Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, the youngest of 4 children. His mother, Maria Dolores, a cook, and his father, José Diniz Aveiro, a municipal gardener, welcomed him into a humble but loving home. There was no way of knowing that this child, born on a quiet island night, would one day become one of the most famous people on earth. But for now, he was just a baby in a cradle. The world's brightest lights would wait. His journey was only beginning. In the hills of Madeira, life wasn't easy. The Aveiro family lived simply, sometimes struggling to make ends meet, but always managing to get by. Their home was small, no more than a few modest rooms, but it echoed with the sounds of laughter, arguments, and children running through narrow streets. Cristiano was close to his siblings, Elma, Hugo, and Katia, though as the youngest he was often the center of attention and trouble. From the moment he could walk, Cristiano seemed to be moving, always kicking, chasing, running. Neighbors say he was never still, always with a ball at his feet. A rolled-up sock, a tin can, a worn-out football, it didn't matter what it was. If it could move, he could score with it. His father worked part-time at a local football club, Andorinha, and young Cristiano would tag along. He watched, eyes wide, studying the older boys, mimicking their moves, always eager to join in. By the time he was 6, he was playing in matches with kids twice his size, and he was holding his own. Football became his world, his escape. While his schoolwork often suffered, and he was known to be impatient, sometimes even hot-tempered, on the pitch he was focused, fierce, and full of joy. Teachers called him restless, even wild at times, but when he played, he found his balance. There were hard times, too. His father struggled with alcoholism, and though Cristiano loved him deeply, the effects rippled through the family. It made Cristiano grow up faster. He became fiercely independent, determined to succeed, not just for himself, but to help lift his family. By the age of 10, he was known throughout Madeira as a prodigy. His feet moved faster than most could follow. His spirit was bold, even brash. He wasn't just dreaming of football, he was chasing it every single day. His parents, especially his mother, began to believe he might be special. With every goal he scored and every match he dazzled in, that belief grew stronger. And then came the chance that would change everything. At just 12 years old, Cristiano was offered a place at Sporting CP, one of Portugal's top clubs based in the capital, Lisbon. It was a dream come true and a painful step at the same time. Leaving Madeira was not easy. He had never been away from his family, never lived on his own. Lisbon was a big, bustling city compared to Funchal, and the academy life was demanding. The early days were hard. He was homesick. The other boys teased him for his accent and his island manners. But Cristiano didn't give in. He trained harder, ran faster. He cried sometimes, but always wiped the tears and kept going. At Sporting, he lived at the academy and followed a strict routine of school, training, and matches. Coaches noticed something remarkable, not just his talent, but his work ethic. He was the first on the pitch and the last to leave. Every missed shot bothered him. Every mistake became fuel. By 16, he was training with Sporting's first team. By 17, he had made his professional debut. His speed, his step-overs, his confidence, it was clear this boy was destined for more. And then came a night that would change everything. In the summer of 2003, Sporting played a friendly against Manchester United. Cristiano, still a teenager, dazzled the English team's defenders with his pace and skill. In the dressing room afterward, the United players urged their manager, Sir Alex Ferguson, to sign him immediately. Within days, Cristiano Ronaldo was headed to England. Moving to Manchester United at just 18 years old meant stepping onto one of the biggest stages in world football. For Cristiano, it was another leap, from Portugal to the Premier League, from promise to pressure. Sir Alex Ferguson became not only a coach but a mentor, almost a father figure. He protected Cristiano in the press, guided his development, and pushed him to refine his raw talent. Cristiano's debut came in August 2003. Wearing the iconic number 7 jersey, previously worn by legends like George Best and David Beckham, he stepped onto the pitch with pride. The number carried weight, expectations, history. In those early years, Ronaldo was fast, flashy, and sometimes frustrating. He danced past defenders with his signature stepovers but lacked end product. Critics called him style over substance. But Cristiano listened, and he learned. He spent hours after training practicing free kicks, refining his shooting, building muscle. Slowly but surely, the tricks were joined by goals, assists, wins. He was evolving. By 2006, he had become one of the most dangerous players in England. By 2007, he was nearly unstoppable. In the 2007-08 season, he scored 42 goals, helped United win the Premier League and the Champions League, and won his first Ballon d'Or, the award for the world's best player. He was 23 years old. In 2009, Cristiano Ronaldo made a move that stunned the football world. Real Madrid paid a then-record fee of €94 million to bring him to Spain. The pressure was immense, the spotlight blinding. But Ronaldo didn't flinch. He arrived in Madrid not as a hopeful talent, but as a global superstar. And yet, even then, he found new heights. Over the next 9 years, Ronaldo would break nearly every scoring record at the club. He scored 450 goals in 438 appearances, an astonishing feat. He won 2 La Liga titles, 4 Champions League trophies, and added 4 more Ballon d'Ors to his name. And then, of course, there was the rivalry. Lionel Messi, at Barcelona, was achieving greatness in his own right. The two pushed each other, silently, fiercely. Every week, fans would watch not just for their teams, but to see what magic Messi or Ronaldo would create. It was a golden age. But behind the records, behind the fame, was the same Cristiano. Still training hard, still pushing, still obsessed with improvement. He became known for his discipline, his diet, his fitness, his recovery routines. Teammates spoke of how he trained like a man possessed, not for fame, but for greatness. And then, in 2018, after nearly a decade in white, Cristiano made a change. At 33 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo joined Juventus in Italy. Many thought he might be slowing down, that he had already passed his prime. But Ronaldo had other ideas. In Turin, he continued scoring at an elite level, leading Juventus to 2 Serie A titles and becoming a mentor to younger players. The pace of Italian football suited him, and he adapted, proving that his game was more than just speed. Off the field, he embraced new roles, as a businessman, as a father, as a global icon. But on the pitch, he remained relentless. In 2021, he became the all-time top scorer in men's international football. And yet the story wasn't done. In August 2021, Cristiano returned to Manchester United. Fans welcomed him with open arms. Old Trafford was electric. The prodigal son had come home. He scored twice on his second debut, thrilling supporters and reminding everyone that the fire still burned. But the season was turbulent. The club was struggling. Management changed. The media swirled with speculation and controversy. Cristiano stayed focused. He continued scoring. But it became clear that this chapter would not be as joyful as his first. And so, quietly and respectfully, it came to a close. Through all the club's success, Ronaldo's heart always beat for Portugal. He made his debut for the national team in 2003. He cried in the final of Euro 2004 when Portugal lost. He took the captain's armband in 2008. And then in 2016, he lifted Portugal's first major trophy. Though injured in the final, he coached from the sideline with tears in his eyes, urging his teammates forward. His journey with Portugal was long, filled with highs and lows, but always he played with pride, for his country, for his people. In 2023, Cristiano made another bold move, joining Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Critics questioned it, fans were divided, but Ronaldo, as always, followed his own path. He spoke of helping grow the game globally. He kept scoring, kept leading, and kept reminding the world that greatness doesn't have a deadline. Beyond the pitch, he built a business empire, became a father to 5 children, and gave generously to charities and causes close to his heart. Cristiano Ronaldo's story is far from over. From a small island in the Atlantic to the greatest stadiums in the world, he chased a dream with his whole heart. He was not born into privilege. He was not handed anything. He earned it, through sweat, sacrifice, and sheer will. And perhaps that's why, even now, millions still look to him with awe. Because deep down, his story is not just about football. It's about the power of belief, about what happens when a boy with a ball and a dream refuses to give up. And somewhere tonight, in a quiet neighborhood, another child is kicking a ball down the street, just like Cristiano once did, dreaming of greatness. And the dream, like the ball, keeps rolling.